Hey y'all, I'm doing a video today on something I never thought I would do a video on, but yeah, let's have a talk about it today. So I told y'all the end of August, the 1st of September, I had COVID, and this is, let's see, September, October, November, December, January, February, 5 months ago. Anyway, I had some side effects from it that I didn't realize. It just didn't dawn on me that I had side effects from it. The first one was, and I'm noticing it. I guess I'm really noticing it now. I will tell you what Randy would say about my sense of smell. And please excuse my bluntness. He said I could smell a gnat fart 5 miles away with the wind blowing the other way. So I had a really good smell. It didn't really dawn on me that I was having problems with smelling. Now Andrew, my middle son, he had told me that he couldn't smell, and it just never really dawned on me that I wasn't smelling. I could smell a little, but nothing like I did. It has to be, I guess, a really strong odor for me to smell now. But how I realized that I was still having problems with my smelling, and that it dawned on me that I was having problems, is I wear, my perfume. I've never liked a strong perfume. I've always liked a soft perfume, and I never could wear it up here because I have sinuses and problems with, that. And then I guess because I smell so strongly, as far as smelling, 5 miles away, I would always spray, down when I put perfume on instead of putting it around my ears and stuff and my neck. Now when I smell my perfume, I don't smell, like I said, I use a very soft fragrance. I have 3 different kinds that I use. One's an orange, it's Orange Blossom by Mountains Mist. And the other one is Morning Dew by Annie Oakley. And then I just got some kind of body spray from Body Works. I'll get it out in a minute. So, but when I spray them, and then I, go to smell, what I'm really smelling is not the scent of the perfume, but the alcohol that is in the perfume. The alcohol, I guess, is so much stronger that that's actually the smell that I'm having. So that's one of the side effects that I'm having from COVID. Now I know that's nothing compared to what a lot of people are dealing with. I understand that. But the other problem is bigger for me. It's not losing your life. It's not having to go in the hospital. I understand that, but it's still real. And I know I know we all shed hair. I know because of sickness, medications, stress, grief, all that, you lose more hair. So I want to go back a little bit and tell you some history. My daddy had jet black curly hair. It was gorgeous hair. But he had a lot of health problems. When I was 8 years old, he lost all his hair. This was in the early 70s. So things is a lot different back then than they are here now. Now you could go to a street corner, and on every street corner you turn, there's a bald-headed man. 2 or 3 of them. If they get a little bald here, they get a little bald there, they shave the heads. But it wasn't like that when I was growing up. I know people still had hair loss, but it was not. They still kept their hair, or they try to comb it over, something like that. But my daddy was a very timid, shy type man, and so not having any hair really was hard on him. I mean, he didn't have any eyebrows, any eyelashes, anything. He had, like I said, a lot of health problems, and he just lost all his hair. I remember him telling me when he was in school that he had like a leather jacket, vinyl, and he had to do a report, and he was supposed to stand up in front of the class and do the report, and he had worked it up in his mind so bad, he was so nervous that he was literally peeling the vinyl off that jacket. So he tore his jacket up, but he was just that nervous about having to stand. So he was not one of these that wanted to bring attention to himself by any means. Now, if he knew you or you met him one-on-one, he could talk your ears off. We used to laugh because when you go to visit, he'd walk you from the house to the road because he'd just follow you. But so he was very talkative, but like I said, especially in a crowd, he was very timid. When he first lost his hair, I don't know how they got wigs back then. I know it had to be some kind of catalog or something that you ordered it out of, because they didn't have internet. But anyway, he had a wig. It was black, but he couldn't get one with curly hair, and it was straight, and it just looked so weird on him. And I'd gotten, over time you get used to. He wore a baseball cap everywhere, and that was Daddy. They had told him to wear his baseball cap to church, and out of respect, he didn't want to wear his baseball cap to church. He respected the house of God, but he did wear that wig. And this particular Sunday, he sat close to the back. Now, I don't remember. I remember them telling me because, like I said, I was just 8. Of course, we're Pentecostal, holinist. And so hardly ever does the preacher stay behind the pulpit. They usually come out and preach. Well, this preacher was a visiting preacher. I don't know who he was. But anyway, instead of staying up front and preaching, he came back and sat down beside Daddy and put his arm around Daddy. And Daddy sat there with tension. So much tension because he was so scared that he was going to bring his hand up and hit him in the head and knock his wig off. And of course everybody would have been laughing. Not meaning to, but they still, after that, Daddy didn't go back to church, other than a funeral or something like that. He just didn't go because he just couldn't handle it. I remember my daddy and my brother was selling produce up at the farmer's market. And the shed that they were under, it was probably like a 4-lane highway. And then the buildings was on the other side. And across the road from where they were doing, there was a little concession stand. And Daddy had picked his hat up, wasn't thinking, picked his hat up, scratched his head, put his hat back down, thought nothing about it. But he could hear the young'un across the road giggling, hee hee hee, Daddy, you see that bald-headed man? That just got Daddy so bad. Things like that just got next to him. He just couldn't handle it because he was so shy and timid about it. When I got married, he didn't give me away. And I had told him he was going to give me away. Even if we had to wear the baseball cap in the church, he was going to give me away. But he had gotten sick that day and was really sick. And he actually did come to my wedding after the wedding because he thought he was going to die that night. And I didn't know that till, after, sometime after the wedding, that he thought he was going to die that night. Thank God he didn't. We had him for quite a few more years. But it was easy to have compassion for him because I knew how he was. I knew his personality. But on the other hand, my mama. I remember my mama's hair always being long, hanging down to her waist. When she passed away, it had broke off up to her shoulders, and it was so thin that you could see her scalp through it. But before I got married, I remember her wearing it to my brother's wedding because I was 11 when he got married. She had bought a wig for her, and we hated that wig. Oh, we hated that wig. We'd tell her it looked like her sister and all this, and we just didn't like that wig. And matter of fact, when she got married, I begged her, I said, please do not wear that wig to my wedding. I want you not to have that wig on. So she didn't wear it. She just lots of wearing her hair up about like I do. Usually they say if you see my mama, you see me now, you see my mama. because I look so much like her. Probably act like her too, but changing the subject. It was easy to have compassion for Daddy because you seen the bald head. It was harder to have compassion for Mama because she had hair. Why did she need a wig? I didn't realize she had problems covering up spots to where I'm at today. It was probably October or so. I would go in there and I would start brushing my hair, and my brush would be full of hair. I'd clean it out, brush again, and it would be full again. And I mean, I was getting handfuls of hair out at one time. And I know I've had a little stress. I've had grief, and I still deal with grief. I'm a diabetic. Medicine. So all the things and age, all the things that can cause hair loss, I was thinking, well, it's that. I even thought it was on one of the new prescriptions that the doctor had given me. I thought, that's making my hair fall out, because I looked it up and it said it could make your hair fall out. And like I said, you're constantly losing hair, but not handfuls of it. My hair it's down to past my knees, but it is so thin at the end that you can count the strands. And I will not cut my hair, but I thought about if I cut it to along here and then layer it up. Y'all, the other day I pulled it around and I showed Daniel. I said, this is how thin it is. And I looked at it and I said, if you did cut it here, there's not enough hair to layer up, because there's you could just see through it. It's just nothing there. Well, I got talking to Leah, and she knew that, I was having problems. So one Sunday she come to church, she said, Miss Jan, COVID can make you lose your hair. And so I got on the internet and started researching, and sure enough, I switched back the medicine. I still have some hair loss, but it's nothing like what it was. Daniel had been losing some, so I thought maybe it was because I changed our diet, because even changing your diet can cause hair loss. But Daniel was losing some of his. Now he's not losing now. I'm not losing the handful, so it had to be the COVID that was doing it. But it just has left me with no hair. I will tell you that I've done something I thought I'd never do in my life. I ordered a wig. I ordered it and I sent it back. I ordered one from Paula Young. I thought it was brown with, according to the picture, I thought it was brown with 25% gray. I think it was 75% gray because it had too much. When I put it on, oh my goodness. The youngin's little mouths just fell up, and Daniel laughed at me. I laughed at it. So I've sent it back, and I'm trying to get a darker color, but I don't know if I like it or not. It's just trying to get the bald spots from showing, back here putting clips up. I can't wear it down because it's just too thin, and it's still hair comes out, and I don't want it to get in food and stuff. So I wear a hair net when I cook for the bakery. But it's just embarrassing because there's no hair back there. I mean, literally, if I put it in a ball, it's about that big around. And I've seen little old ladies with hair like that, and I've become that. I've got it up in a clip now, and I just kind of try to move around till none of the spots show. But it is just so hard. I think I am having some hair growth back, but I don't know if it'll ever be like it was. And that's been very upsetting for me. I talked to a friend of mine who lost her husband because of COVID. She had it as well. She said she's lost her hair. She had a couple of friends. Both of them lost their hair from it. She said one is saying she's going to get a wig as well. She said, you got to do what you got to do. She said another one just is wearing hats all the time. And I'm not a hat person, but I have taken a scarf or maybe a bandana and tied it around the back of my head, just trying to cover up. and put little clips in to try to keep from everybody seeing my scalp. I'm desperate. I really am. I don't know how I'm going to handle the wig. I don't know if I can wear it. I don't know, I just don't know. These are my glasses. Now, the reason I wear these glasses is because if I put these on, I have readers. Well, if I can get my hand right, I have readers right in here. So if I put these on and look at the camera, I'm having to tilt my head like this. So I'm looking like where are y'all at? So I can see you. So I put the readers on so I can just do with my head like I need to. But I had these glasses I got these in 2019, and I could not wear them. Everything was just so off. I couldn't walk. I couldn't see to drive. And I don't know if it's because of bifocal. I just couldn't get used to them. And then when I got COVID and my sugar had went so high, I started having problems with my eyes. I said, well, I couldn't even look at TV. So I went and got the glasses, and since then I've been able to wear my glasses. And I've gotten pretty used to them. So, another thing because of health problems. So, I don't know if anybody else out there has had problems with losing your hair because of COVID or just age or sickness. I've watched a lot of videos from women who some have pretty hair and they'll still wear wigs because they want to change. That's them. But I have seen some that have a lot of hair problems and they have to wear wigs, and I can understand it. Talking about my mom and daddy, it's easy to have compassion for daddy because we sing the bald head. We didn't understand it as much for having compassion for mama, which I should have, because now I can understand it since I'm going through that. She just wanted to cover scalp up, and that's pretty well what I want to do. There's some days I get it up and Lee'll say, I like your hair, Miss Jan, and I'm thinking, I don't have enough hair to cover all the spots up. How can you possibly like it? But it is what it is, and I've talked to my boys, and I've talked with the grandkids, and they know I've got a wig coming, and I said, I know you're probably going to laugh at me, but you're just going to have to get used to it, because I'm going to have to get used to it. But I did buy one. Unfortunately, it had bangs. I bought it from Paula Young. It did have bangs, and so I don't know how I'm going to be able to do this, but I want something where I can still pull it back and put it up. That was Abigail's biggest question, because she's not used to Grandma with her hair down. She was always used to Grandmama having her hair up. And the reason I put my hair up is because it was so long, it got in the way, it was hot, and I shed. And so for 7 years, this is all Abigail, just about all Abigail's ever known. So that's what I'm dealing with. So that's the end of my little conversation with y'all about hair. Like I said, there is side effects from COVID, but that's life, isn't it? It's side effects from cancer too, isn't it? Especially when you're oh well. Anyway, it's just parts of life that we have to deal with. I guess losing our hair is just part of life. But I would like to at least cover up the spots. Well, I'm going to leave y'all. Hopefully y'all's hair is full and beautiful. Friend that's, older, and she has beautiful hair that's thick and no problem. So I think mine's hereditary. I know my mama and my grandma have thin hair. I'm pretty sure the other grandma probably have thin hair too. So I got a double whammy. Y'all take care, and God bless.